Yes, we will go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you will stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so we will call the meeting to order. And it is officially 6:31. And are there any modifications to the agenda tonight? There are none. Right? And yeah. And we do have a period here for recognition of visitors and comments from the audience. A little piece of paper in the back if anyone wishes to speak. And are there any comments from visitors this evening? All right, seeing none, we'll move on. We have a presentation tonight from Barb Kelp, I think, and our BCHS coffee cart. And so we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Barb and her student.
We just got them today, Carol.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're cute.
Yeah, we're gonna wear it for a couple of different events. I think we will, yes. We are doing an event in April, and we want to make sure that we go to that as well. So we're invited to come. So, couple back would be nice. We thank you for the opportunity, and students would like to tell you about our student-led business.
We started our business by receiving the MAC grant from McDonald's. Our teacher applied for this grant and we got it. The owner of McDonald's in Nashville, liked how we were supporting to have the coffee. And he is very supportive of the special needs. And he provides our coffee, our filters, and cups and lids. United States Representative Trey Hollingsworth heard about Eagle Burley and asked to come visit us. We stock the cart each morning. We all help clean up.
Customers can scan this QR code to tell us their feedbacks. We paid for the recycling containers, strength equity one for the high school. We made a donation for pet supplies and toys to the animal shelter. We made a donation to a family that lost a loved one. We made a gift basket for the technology department to celebrate National Technology Day. We gave out free snacks at the homecoming block party. In celebration of World Kindness Day in November, people could pay for an item by signing up to do one random act of kindness. 2 days of sales were given to the 2023 prom committee. We provided hot drinks for the hospitality room during the Pop Festival. We give gift certificates to the recipients of the governor's work ethic certificate. Tonight we are giving $500 to the school board to pay for the school lunches for those who don't have the money to pay.
Very fortunate to have legal growth. As a teacher, I'm responsible for content that's taught to students, so I'm wrapping everything around the employability skills in the state of Indiana in a very meaningful and authentic way that all of our students love, staff and students here love it. And so we're very fortunate to be able to do that. Emily asked us this week what things would look like if we really loved our students. And this is it. This is what we do to really love our students. So we are happy to contribute to the account that you have.
I came and visited when you guys first started out and saw what you did, like what you say in the morning and put everything together and followed through to the classroom and everything. I just kind of hung out, just piggyback and watching. And it was very wonderful to see it then. It's even more wonderful to see what you've done since then with this program, with this. And I still like hot chocolate better than coffee, but I can make chocolate and coffee, which is what I did when I was there the other day and gave you enough money. And it was interesting to try to get you to understand that I didn't want the money back, you just needed it in the jar and for the cashier for the day. So I'm real proud of you guys. As an old person would say, you've come a long way, baby, and it just shows what you've done with the donations and everything else. And I definitely appreciate the whole lunch thing, but I also kind of partial to the animal shelter too. But anyway, I just think you're doing a great job, and I know your families are proud of you, but I'm certainly proud of you. And I'm proud of Barb making this happen.
Wonderful job, Barb and Shirley, and I know that the whole staff takes great care. I know you love your kids.
I did. We absolutely did. Well, thank you all.
Thank you.
I think they deserve another round.
Is this in a year or this over a couple of years?
We started November 2021.
Okay.
So we've been going for a little while. And one of the things that we learned is, sales go up and sales go down. So we've been able to track that as well. So there are times we're in a slump right now. But colder months, we really saw that hot chocolate. So yeah, it comes and goes.
Great. Well, I had no idea you were making this kind of money.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
so we want to get that. So
That's great. I'm really, really proud of you guys. It's over.
So you give it to that lady over there.
Yes, sir. Thank you all for coming today.
Thank you.
like to fill up our meeting space, it's good too, so. All right, next we have another presentation. It is from Performance Services, and they're gonna talk about something I've been waiting for, I'm really excited about our, the health clinic and some renovations we're gonna do at the building we currently call the CRC. I guess the old CRC, we're gonna have to get a new name for it, so.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to see you all again. Yeah, so as you mentioned tonight, we want to present on where we are currently with the relocation of the health clinic and renovating a portion of what was the CRC into that new space and moving out of the current location. So in your packet, you should have an improvement list along with a small floor plan.
She's coming right back. She's the one
floor plan
person.
I have up here matches what you have on in your packet.
Well, do you wanna, I don't know, I don't wanna assume that everybody knows what's happening, so if you could give a little bit of background about.
I can give that
Yeah.
short background.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
thanks.
So the current health clinic is maxed out on its size and not in the best condition. And we did some mold tests, a series of different mold tests, and although there was not evidence of mold to immediately enforce a mandatory evacuation or a cleaning, we made the decision as a board to go ahead and move the health clinic in town. A, it's a bigger space. B, it will be beneficial to the community to have it right in the town of Nashville. And is space that is not being used right now. So with all of those factors, we made the decision to go ahead and renovate a portion of that building to move the health clinic in.
And if you can introduce yourself, because I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Neil Fleck with Performance Services. I'm the engineer on the project.
Okay, thank you.
So just to get into a few of the details, for those of you that aren't familiar with the CRC building, right now it's currently split into two sections. And so the grade in space is going to remain existing to remain. I believe there may be a STEM program that uses a portion of that space now for robotics. I'm not sure. So we're trying to maximize the space that you have there and create, and it's going to be an adequate amount of space for the health clinic. So a few of the changes, we're going to create a receptionist desk with a laminate casework as you walk in through the double doors. And then this will create a seating area here. We're going to create a new office for the nurse up front. And then, so this will be a new wall, and we'll add the required outlets, new upper and lower laminate casework for that office space. Then these are two existing rooms now. We're going to turn into the exam room. So we're going to reuse doors, but we are going to black out the existing windows. Since it's an exam room, there needs to be a sink in each of those rooms. So we're going to add upper and lower laminate casework for storage in those exam rooms. The small closet just down the hall will become the medical storage room. So we're going to add upper and lower cabinets there as well. And then the next room down the hall will become the lab. Again, adding a sink and laminate casework. And so currently this is one open space. So we're gonna create an office on the in the back, and then we're going to replace the fixtures in the restrooms at this time. And then in addition, we're going to replace the flooring in this highlighted space with new vinyl tile, something that will hold up better to traffic. Right now it's carpet, it doesn't do well in that environment. So this entire space that's renovated will have new luxury vinyl tile, new ceiling grid. We're going to patch obviously the new walls, but patch and paint, new base trim, and so it will look great when it's done. It'll be a great space for the clinic, and as Emily mentioned, folks here in town. Go ahead.
That's all it is. You may remember I always focus on the bathrooms and how ADA compliant are they going to be?
Yes, so Right, currently, I'm sorry?
She asked me a question, I just answered her.
So currently, they are somewhat accessible. Now, we didn't go to the extent of making them fully ADA compliant at this time due to the trying to be just understanding that we wanted to make the most of the budget and trying to maximize the space that's there and give the clinic what they need. So
I
it's,
believe one of the bathrooms is
Yeah, I-
ADA, we just are not choosing to do both of them at this.
correct. Yeah, one is the I guess I would call it the east, but when you're looking at the two doors, we want the restroom on the right is ADA compliant currently. But the other one is not. And just because of the approach to the toilet, essentially.
No,
But both of those are large restrooms.
Right. But it's point getting in, the one's easier than the other.
Yes.
And make sure the toilets are appropriate height and the,
Oh, absolutely.
and the grab wires. And where's the toilet paper roll gonna be? We had this conversation before.
We have.
Yes, we have. So make sure it's right. I'll let you know.
I'm sure you will, and I appreciate the feedback.
And for those who don't get it, it's if you're sitting on the toilet and you have to lean over to reach down and underneath to get the toilet paper, that is not a very safe thing for anybody with heart, back, hip, and all kinds of other problems. And that's not just for aging people, but all kinds of people, not just old people, so to speak. So, and that's, although the ADA says this, people always put it at the lower level of the ADA instead of putting it where it's functional. So I get on them every time when they're doing something new.
Yes, we're on the same.
It is also, this project is being funded by our current bond money. So it is important to know this is not new money or affecting our budget at this time. This is built into that existing bond money, which has allowed us, because we have the guaranteed energy savings contract, to be able to add it as an additional scope to our current projects.
Tell me about the entryway here. I don't know, is it gonna be a wall or windows?
Where are you?
At the entryway here where,
Well, that is just gonna be a counter height laminate casework, so that there's a desk space there,
okay,
just like when you walk into a normal doctor's office, then you can sign in.
okay. And then you just walk around that counter to go down.
Correct.
Um,
And so that could serve, it could honestly, it could change depending on how you'd like to use the space. So we're planning on creating a window in this existing wall. And then we could use this front vestibule, if that would be the preference. Yeah, and our only concern was that in the wintertime, it may be a little cold. We're not, the HVAC system that's in there now is in good condition. And so as we create these rooms and modify the floor plan a little bit, we were only going to modify the ductwork. We weren't going to address the HVAC at this time because it is in good condition. It wouldn't be a good use of funds.
Is there even vent duct out to that? vestibule? I mean,
I don't think so. I think there is some electric radiant heaters, but I don't think there's.
There's gotta allow some.
might have been a porch or something.
It's almost like a 3-season room.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that would be a good seating space in the wintertime.
We also wanted to be able to, we don't quite know for sure, or have made the decision on what to do with the other space of the building. So we want to be able to do as minimal work as possible that serves the purpose of the clinic. So that whole front entrance, whatever that space becomes, it will have to be a separate entity with a separate entrance. So we just have to keep that in mind, that when those decisions are made on what that's gonna be, it will affect what that front entrance is.
So that's my question is that I didn't know if, you need to be able to then have a separate valve and door and lock on a health facility, where you have confidentiality and medication and all those types of things.
So at this time, we're trying to limit, as Emily mentioned, we don't know if there's opportunities to use that space for something else. And so whatever that may be, we're trying to limit the amount of work that we would have to review. We don't want to touch it twice.
Yes.
And so I think, so yes. You know, we discussed whatever happens there, we could rearrange the reception desk later. And where the window is, we could create a doorway, or there's a couple of different options as the use of that building evolves. But you're not, as I said, we're going to limit the amount of rework in the area that we're finishing at.
Okay, that was my question. If you're
Yeah.
gonna have two different purposes, then we need to be able to
Right.
have
We
you
want
in your own separate box.
Yeah, we want to go far enough, but we don't want to go too far at this point until the next phase, whatever that may be.
And you weren't using the basement at all then?
Correct. The only thing we'll do in the basement is we'll run new sanitary and domestic water lines to new sinks in the exam rooms and the lab. So we'll take down, put back ceilings. I think the intent would be to use the basement as a break room space because there's a kitchenette down there now. And so there's a table. I think it was used as a classroom at one time potentially, but it makes this going to be a great break room space for the staff.
And this grayed out area on the right-hand side, is that stairs downstairs? Or what is
Yes,
that?
that's the stair to the basement.
Okay.
And yeah. and
And
the
then
same-
I know, I'm aware of the front stairs, I wasn't aware that it was the back stairs.
Yep.
Okay.
Any other questions?
And then this then is your list of the,
Yeah, that's just
Tasks
the
that you'll be
improvement
doing.
list. Yeah, that's a brief explanation of the scope that I just explained. And then the bottom line there, anytime you do these types of renovations, you're gonna find things like, "Oh, I wish we would have addressed that." So we wanted to give you a little bit of availability to have those opportunities to address those things. And so we recommend a few dollars there just to set aside for those things. And those changes would be tracked separately. And so if you don't use those funds, they'll go back to Brown County Schools.
and what's your timeline?
So I spoke with contractors today and they'd be willing to mobilize on Monday. So we know that it's a priority in Brown County Schools, so we could start.
And how long do you think it'll take?
Our goal is to be substantially complete by the beginning of summer. So depending on lead times of some materials, we may go into summer, some is into June, but we certainly want to be complete. So we want to get it done as quickly as we can. Partially because contractors are busy, busier in the summer, and so this is a great time to get this work completed.
I was hoping that since we don't have to worry about students being out of the building, as
was
you
our-
often do here, so if you could get it done by summer, then you can move your folks.
Yeah, that was our thought, was that we could get in there and get this done and be ready to move to the clinic as soon as possible.
And I guess I would just have Emily address, Proactive is the medical group that will be here that runs our. And we have an agreement then about what we do for facilities and what they do. Do you just want to address that briefly?
Well, those are big contracts are being reviewed right now by attorneys.
Okay,
So,
all right, so we're negotiating what parts that we're responsible for and what parts they're responsible for. Okay. Other questions? Well, I'm excited. I do, so, both for getting it done,
Yeah.
as soon as possible, and I'm really excited to have it on campus, right here
It
in
really makes a
town.
lot of sense.
I think that's gonna make a big difference to our employees, particularly the ones here on main campus, to just be able to go across the street to get a blood test or to have an appointment. As a teacher who used to have a prep period that was 48 minutes, to be able to actually go do, some medical care in that period of time would just, it's really great. And we also, of course, serve, I think it was, what did we hear, is 100 or 150 of our county employees who are also mostly centered here in town. I'm very excited about that.
Great.
So, and also to use this building that we really, is a real All right,
So,
thank you.
I have a question. The gray space is not going to be used for clinic, is that the?
Not at this time.
Okay, I was,
Right, so those are to be determined at a later date, and so that's why he hasn't given us an estimate for those gray spaces.
Yeah, we're not planning on doing anything in that space. It's not, the square footage isn't necessary for the clinic. And so it really didn't make sense to incorporate that in the clinic now.
so is this just is this larger than the existing facility?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's on more room. We met with them.
It's much better, utilize space.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's space.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met with the folks from the clinic last February or March and went through the space and this was it was a team effort. We didn't come up with this floor plan in that yet. We talked about it for months. So.
And do we have any idea of how many people utilize the facility? And is this just a county government and school, or is this open to?
Yeah, anybody can subscribe. We had a presentation a month or two ago that was exactly on that topic, and they did give us the numbers, but it is a subscription service, actually. You can pay a monthly fee, and so anybody can do that, and they can receive the same health services. So it is essentially another medical office here in our community. So it's available to folks without having to have other kinds of insurance. So.
And what's going to be happening with the facilities that's at people at the park?
I'm not sure yet. It's on the docket for brainstorming.
So it is open to public.
To see.
So like exactly the same thing we had in the Eagles Park. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
the
changes.
it's the same
It's
services.
Yeah, we're just moving the location.
And you said this is going to fall under the bond that you have in place as far as it's in the capital. So what's the expenditure, do you have an idea of the expenditure at that point as far as the funds being?
The scope is 266,926. And 30 of that is contingency to allow additional scope.
Just to
If
account for engineering
Yeah.
activities or things that were unplanned.
things we wish we would have thought at the beginning and wanted to add. If we don't use it, we get it back.
So that's a little bit more than 10% on budget.
Yeah.
And that's typical.
Well, really, I mean, that's a judgment call on, again, that those dollars are tracked separately. And so if there are items that come up that they would like the school would like to address, that was not originally in scope. But as far as the base bid, the scope of work is identified, we commit to a change order. So that it's not like, oh, we missed something, we're gonna come back and ask the school to approve a change order out of this 30,000. 30,000 is completely Brown County Schools money that we will track any additional scope that.
So the basic part
Mr.
of it
Patrick,
is that there's
Mr. Patrick.
not-
Mr. Patrick.
Yeah.
Board, you talk to the board.
So my question then is, anything that gets covered under that is, for example, plumbing that may have been covered, but you're planning on using X or something of that nature.
If that 30,000 would be if I came to performance services and said, oh, I want to be able to install this technology, or want to be able to add shelving, or want to be able to add something that I didn't put in the original scope. It would be me coming to performance services and requesting something additional. If I don't come and request anything additional, then that 30,000 comes back to us. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, any other questions for the board? All right, very good. Thank you for your time tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And your time. It's very tiny, but it is very clear. So thank you. All right, moving on. Under discussion, we have none. Number 6 is approval of the public session minutes from March 23rd, 2023. Is there a motion to approve those?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right, moving on to our action needed items. Number 1 is a recommendation to approve the donation of $800 from Gregory Taggart to purchase Brown County High School boys basketball uniforms. Is there a motion to approve that donation?
I so move.
I second.
All right, any discussion?
They need them. They look terrible. The boys look terrible this year. They were, I think they at one point told me that they were in jeopardy of not being able to play a game because they didn't have enough match to. And who knows why that happened, but we hired him as our assistant JV coach, boys coach. He told me, so I'm giving half of it back, giving him half of it.
Right.
So I knew that was coming. I think will be a great asset to the team.
Well, that's great. All right, any other discussion? All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky, yes, Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
Number 2 is a recommendation to approve the out-of-country field trip to Costa Rica, March 9th and 16th, 2024 for Spanish students. We had a presentation from Mr. Austin on this last month. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, Costa Rica is a wonderful country. I know these guys are going to have a great trip there.
Yeah. I'm looking at a trip there, so I'm looking at their itinerary and thinking, take a look at that. Anything else? Well, I'm just excited anytime our kids get to go someplace, so very excited when they get to the country, so thanks to everybody.
They need like passports and stuff like that.
Okay. Yep.
Whole shebang.
Yeah, that's why it takes a year to get ready, and then I think they'll do some fundraisers probably, so that make sure.
And they have to have facial shots and stuff.
Depends on the country, so,
I've never really been out. Yeah.
well,
But
each
this will
country's
be-
different.
This is part of the learning process for them, is to know what they need to have.
They are working with World Strides though, so,
Yeah.
they'll make sure that they take care of all that.
They have a big timeline and everything.
Yep.
Like Jesse with Australia.
That's why we're starting a year in advance, so
Right.
that they know and they can get ready. All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
Number 3 is a recommendation to approve the declaration of the 2002 food service bus with a, I'm not going to read the serial number, or the VIN, I guess it is, as salvage. Is there a motion to approve that?
Yes.
I second.
Is there any discussion?
No, this just helps us have accurate reporting records of the inventory that we have, so.
Anything else? All right, roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, number 4 is a recommendation to approve the renewal of the food service management company contract for the 23-24 school year with Compass Group USA, Inc. and through its Chartwell's division. And I understand that we have representatives here from Chartwell's. You want to introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'm Siobhan Carey, I'm the area director.
Don Nyberg, police instructor.
All right, very good. We had in our packets a motion first. Oh, yeah. Is there a motion to approve that?
I so move.
Second.
All right, now we'll have discussion. In our packets, we do have a copy of, I don't know if it's a contract, I guess it's a renewal request letter. And this continues our contract, is that right?
Correct, so every 5 years, you're required by the federal government, if you're outsourcing, to go out to bid, so you get one contract with 4 renewals. So this is your 4th and final renewal, and then next year will be the bid process will start.
So this isn't anything new, this is really already in our contract, I assume?
Correct.
And then it actually does have an increase in fees, so can you tell us,
Sure.
explain that for me?
Sure,
because I don't
so,
know.
yeah, no, I appreciate that. So it's all based on the CPI index or the consumer price index. So every year, we always come back. So let me preface, just so you understand your contract, you have what we call a fee contract, which is we basically bill back all the expenses. So you own everything, all the profitability, you own all the food, the labor, all the other expenses, so on and so forth, and then we bill you back our management, fees on top of that. And then anything, all the profitability is left to you in the food service fund. So I always try to make sure that school boards understand that you're just paying us to manage the program, but everything is property and ownership of the school corporation. And so this is pretty standard every year. There's always a CPI increase. It's also built into the Indiana Department of Ed, the RFP packet. You would see that RFP packet actually becomes the contract. So if you look at the CPI index across the nation, obviously that's a consumer price index, and as we all know, expenses are up due to inflation, so on and so forth. So I think the national average is 8.5%, and so we did not feel that we didn't want to put that all on our clients, so that's why we're asking for a 7% increase.
I think it says 6%. Right?
No, I think it says it on the renewal letter.
We are proposing the following at a 6% increase in fees for 22-23.
Okay, great. 6%. Bye, bye.
I don't know, I'm just reading. So I guess we're getting an even better deal.
Yes, you are.
And so then this list of fees, then it says 85 cents to 90 cents.
That's actually not 85 cents.
Oh, it's 0.08.
Mhm. It's pennies.
8 cents.
Yeah,
to 90
so you're literally going from like 8 cents to like 8 cents and a half. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you. I appreciate that explanation. That
Sure.
helps a lot. Are there any other questions? Comments?
I just want to say thank you, both of you. I've been incredibly impressed by Chartwell's and the amount of support that you have been able to provide our team at central office and at each of the schools has been commendable. So thank you.
Well, we enjoy the partnership. Brown County is a great school corporation. You guys are I wish everybody was like you guys, to be honest. And we love your kids and we love doing all the nutrition education. Don and Paula do a great job, and really all the gals do, but this is a wonderful community.
I was a teacher here when we started with Chartwell's, and there was a very good increase in
Yes.
betterment of our kids, so I appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate the support.
All right, anything else? All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right, number 5. So this is a recommendation to approve the scope of Brown County Health Clinic project. It is funded through the current bond funds as an added project to the Guaranteed Energy Savings Contract. So this is an approval of what we just had presented to us. Is there a motion to approve?
I so move.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Where we at?
Yeah, we've already had it, I think, when we asked our questions. So. All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky.
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right. Next, under number 6 is recommendation to approve the first reading of our Neola board policy updates. We have been reviewing and volume 34, volume 1 and volume 2. We have policies, and they are all listed here. I'm not going to read them. But we have all reviewed those, and they'll come back again as a second reading in the future. So is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any discussion? All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky.
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, under number 8, we have the consent agenda items for personnel. We have a separation, 8th grade volleyball coach, Emma Totten, 5th and 6th grade volleyball coach, and high school varsity volleyball coach Jessica Robertson, and Helmsburg school counselor Carrie Jones are all separations, and no new appointments or transfers. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Actually, no. No, I'm sorry. Anything else? All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie,
Yes.
and Beth.
Yes.
All right, we'll move on to superintendent's report.
I want to thank Barb Help and her team and her incredible kids for their presentation this evening. It's just amazing, awesome to see everything that they strive to do and the money that they're raising, the skills that they're learning. I could not be more proud of that entire team. And Barb Help is that class act. She works incredibly hard to build out world-class opportunities for her kids and the families. And I think just last week we were able to go out there and visit them. They got to go to the state park and pet snakes and do some really cool things. And so I'm just very, very proud of her and that team. I wanted to add tonight that we are excited to welcome Kurt Eagleman to the high school. He is filling in through the remainder of the year for Andy Bartels and the art program. Again, just fortunate to have Kurt here to be able to inspire our kiddos with his incredible talents. I wanted to congratulate Chris Townsend and his team for securing a $13,000 student-based enterprise grant from Connexus. Those funds will go directly towards screen printing equipment. So that's awesome. I know that grant comes around every year, and we always get a little nervous every time we apply for it because we've gotten it every year. So just want to congratulate Chris and his team for that. And then our theater department has also been working really, really hard for the performance of Shrek that's coming up next week. We don't want to miss it. We hope to have everybody there. You can reserve tickets online. Reserve seating is $10. General admission for an adult is $7. Students are $5. And we have 4 different shows. The first one is Friday evening at 7 p.m. And then we have 2 shows on that Saturday, one at 2 and one at 7. And then we have a Sunday show at 2 o'clock as well. So that will be next week. We look forward to seeing the kids and their performance on that. And then just a reminder that we are not in session tomorrow, Friday, April 7th. It was a scheduled weather makeup day that was not needed. Yay! So that's amazing.
I didn't think you get through the week, actually.
I had some girls over on Tuesday night, some of the cheerleaders, and they said, if they call off school tomorrow, because they were talking, when we go to school Friday, and I said, well, we're supposed to, but it's close day, well, we hope we go to school tomorrow. We
made it so far. Now we have to make it to the end of the year. So
when is the ribbon cutting for the
Next week?
it's next Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
Okay. 1. I think I had that.
It's 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Officially, like the activity will start at 1 o'clock. So we
I'll
have
send
a
a
reminder.
we have a ribbon cutting at Eagle Manufacturing and our new facility next it's Wednesday, right? Okay, well, I'm excited about that.
We'll send a press release after the event.
Okay. And the public's invited?
Yeah.
Did I just do that?
That's okay.
So, anyway, I think it's exciting.
It is
I'm
exciting.
glad to get to show. I want to show it off. So.
Yes.
All right, is that it?
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And everybody got home safe from San Diego. So you want to talk about that just for a minute of what you guys did?
Yeah. We were able to attend the World of Work conference that was in San Diego. Again, we got to go visit different schools from preschool through high school. And, they're some of the most innovative schools I've ever been able to visit. So I was fortunate, Indiana had a really big crowd that was there at this conference. And I think Brown County was the only district that actually brought teachers. So to be able to bring people beyond just administrators, to be able to see this work firsthand was, to me, a game changer. Our team came back and have already debriefed a couple times and have some ideas moving forward. And I think it was exciting and energizing for our team to be able to go out there.
It sounds like they were really inspired, so I'm excited about that. Anytime we get, again, our folks get to go do those types of things is great.
Yeah, one of our priorities is happy staff, happy students, and one of my personal mission is to help kids be as happy as possible while they're in school and everything we can do for them. And that was one of the things that I love so much about these schools 5 years ago is that kids are happy, they're engaged, it's obvious, it's evident, there's no questioning it. And when we were on the bus ride back from visiting those schools, I had asked one of our teachers what they thought, and her response was, everybody just seems so happy. So to me, like that did validated everything for us, for them to be able to pick up on that.
All right, well, thank you. I'm glad you all had the opportunity to do that. Board updates. I have on their legislative update. I haven't prepared anything, but the legislative session is coming to an end here in the next couple weeks. So there's going to be a lot of education bills that are either going to pass or they're not. So I don't know where they're at, but I do encourage everybody, if you have an interest in education, to be paying attention to those and talking to legislators. So, other board updates. Anybody else have things you want to share? Doug, anything?
Yeah, guess we'll have to come in and check out this food process thing that's going on. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
We'd love you to come and have a meal.
I don't think you want to understand. I need a lot.
Yeah,
All
they'll
right.
take care of you, don't worry.
All right. With that, is there a move to a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there any chance that we can talk?
Claire?
Wait,
Clara.
let me speak to your board.
Clara.
Just
Clara.
please.
That's it, Clara.
Please, I understand
No,
that.
Clara, I am the board president. This is not the time. You had an opportunity at the beginning for 3 minutes and you didn't do that. So at this moment, we're going to adjourn. And if you want to talk to us individually, you may do that, but it's not going to be part of the public meeting.
Well, I think this is all recorded, and I just really want to
Clara,
ask you a
Clara,
question.
You are.
Why is school board existing when the person attending here cannot express? Of course, there are 3 minutes, but if something is
That's what you need. You need to call and get
I
on our
understand.
agenda.
But I would like to ask the board to carry more respectful manner for people of participating. Because school board is for the sake of school and children, and also parents are part of it.
Okay.
So do not treat us like
Clara,
some kind of.
Clara, you're just
Thank you so
respecting
much.
the process. Thank you.
Roll call. Yes. Carol.
Yes.
Vicky?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.